Okay, we're back. I'm refreshed. Are you guys ready to go? I got this for Father's Day. Pretty cute. Okay. App anatomy and life cycle. Ugh. I get a sinking feeling. I interviewed for a iOS position and they asked me about app anatomy and lifestyle. Or not lifestyle. Not my lifestyle. My life cycle. The life cycle of an app. When you talk about life cycle of an app, let me show you what they mean. There's a keynote presentation here. You can check that out. And there's an app that you can download here to check it out also. But I'm going to start with a new app. So whenever you start a new app, a new Xcode project, and I may take a look at what your download is there too in a moment, but whenever you start with a new one, let me show you this first. App life cycle, I'm just going to call it. And we're going to do this in Swift and using Storyboard. Swift UI does not have the same life cycle as a regular Storyboard app. As far as I know, it doesn't. Doesn't look like it. I'll hit next, and I'm just going to create something there. So it's basically asking you the order of events when you launch the app. When you actually physically open the app in your app, what loads first is the question I got in the interview, and I totally bombed it. What they were looking for is this app delegate. So I'm going to minimize this so we can see a little more. So these are the functions that are launched when you launch your app. And they all happen in a certain order, which I think maybe is the app that you download. We'll show you a little bit more about that. Now, the new versions of Swift separated the app delegate into something called a scene delegate also. And you use these methods to configure the windows. So instead of like the whole app, each scene has its own kind of thing. And they happen in a certain order, like when you minimize the screen or when you open the screen or when you first launch the app, view load happens, for instance. Those kinds of things. Look at the app that's available here for download. So what usually they'll ask you to do in these kinds of lessons is put a print statement in each of them and then open up your app and then flip around and see when what's triggered happens actually. Let me see. That's my face again. All right, let's see what they got going on in the app delegate. Yeah, see, they're printing the statements. So what you do is open this one up and launch the simulator and experiment by minimizing the screen, closing the app. And actually, you'll see that this demonstration does not use the scene delegate. This is the old school way. There used to just be the app delegate and no scene delegate. Scene delegate is introduced because because the iPads and screens are getting bigger and bigger, and then you can actually have two windows on the same like iPad doing two different things. So this is a scene over here, a scene over there with split screen stuff, and I think that's the idea behind it. Okay, so that's all I got to say about that. All right, going back to modules. And so I think the idea is we're going to give you, I'm sort of interjecting this now, but we're going to give you pretty much what you would get in class, but through these videos here. Maybe in a slightly abbreviated version because class was like an hour and 45 minutes. And so MVC, okay, model view controller. Let's see what their example looks like, and then I'll show you what my example looks like. There's also a video from Stanford that they posted there. I don't know if you saw that really quick, but there's this video from Stanford University that goes into great detail on MVC. Yeah, it looks like something like I would do here. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I would do. So you make 3 folders and you put stuff in them. That's MVC. It's a way of separating your code and it's a way of separating your functionality. Now, Swift UI does not use MVC pretty much. It uses MVVM, which is different and a whole nother ball of worms. But for MVC, what you're looking at is model view controller. The model is your data, your structures, your stuff. The view is just your storyboard and the images associated you might throw in there. I see they have the images in the view here. So, and then the controller is the view controllers that are associated with each of the views, and it does it manipulates the data and does stuff. So all your functions and whatnot. Not all your functions, because you might have functions in your structures here too. But basically data, views, and your view controllers are over here. Oh, and the app delegates and scene delegates. So the delegates go in here also. Now there's some things you don't want to put in MVC, like you'll see the info.plist is up here, and then the launch screen is up here too. Pretty sure you can put the launch screen in there, but definitely not the info.plist. If you do, your app will crash, and then you won't know why, and it'll take you forever, and you'll call me crying. So don't do that. Okay, so that's what we got to say about that. Let's look even further. Purpose of MVC is just to separate the code and make your code more reusable and make it more manageable, and it's just a good practice to get in the habit of putting your view controller somewhere, putting your model, like when I say model, it means your structures and your data and stuff somewhere, and then putting the view, the storyboards and whatnot in its own. Okay, so now Module 1 assignments is this. Do the self-introduction, so click into here and introduce yourself. Some of you may have already done that. Tell us a little about your name, brief biography of yourself. Actually, I usually kind of like roll my eyes at this, like, ugh, like why? But in this case, since we're not meeting in person, it might be a good idea to kind of, I don't know, just let us know who you are and some of your hobbies. Like I said, mine's Dungeons and Dragons and chickens, and I play music in a band also. Brief summary of your programming or Mac experience, and your objective for taking the class, and what your class expectations are. It's kind of important because, these new online hybrid classes, we want to know what you want to see, or I do anyways, because I want to make it a good experience for you, and I want to kind of move things along for you, but at the same time, I don't want to skip over content that you need to know when you make an app. Then we've got 4.3 and 4.2 and 4.3. These are in the book, and you'll follow through the book, and you'll create probably these apps. So a lot of CIS265 is making apps, actually like starting from scratch, making the app. So what I would say about that is, there's a lot of videos. So what I would say about that is I think I might have some videos for walkthroughs on how to do these. And if you need to see a video on one, let me know, and I'll put it on the list of videos to be made. I'm going to, oh yeah, here it is up here. My handy links. This is very important. Dave's handy links. Click on this. It'll take you to, where's my links? Okay, here it is, the Google document. So this is the Google Doc that has links to all the homework assignments, videos that I've made so far. Now, some of them may be older version of Swift, so there might be slight differences, but it's going to be handy for you. So, for instance, here's a bunch of videos on protocols, and and then because there's a protocols playground that we usually walk through. And so you can walk through that if you like, but I think that protocol, the playground assignments, I think are not required anymore, just for funsies. So, but yeah, here we go. 4.2 video, 4.3 video. So if you get stuck on either of those two assignments, you got a video right here. And while I have you here, subscribe to my channel, Cracking Code with Dave. So it's my YouTube channel. All right, welcome back. So yeah, here we go. And I'm slowly working on improving my little video stuff over here. My wife actually came in the room, and she teaches for VIP Kid. She used to, and still on the side a little bit. And she said that I gotta raise my camera up to like eye level, and I flipped the image, and she wrote my name a little bit darker there, Professor Dave Levy. I think it's coming along, my studio here. So if you got any questions for the homework, or what you're supposed to do, or you get stuck or anything like that, just let me know. And I'm here to help. I'm going to go ahead and hit the back button here, get us back to Safari. Make sure that I didn't forget anything in your assignments here. So I'm going to Oh, there's one thing. Yeah. If you're watching this and we're still under quarantine, then the BA lab is not available. So you have to find a Mac computer to work from. And hopefully you've got one and good to go. If you have any problems with that, let us know, but I'm not sure what we can do. You might need a Mac computer to complete this course, but you kind of know that already from going through 150, 165. Um, Yeah, there's an open forum here. Oh, again, I'm going to be making a Slack channel, I think, and it's optional. You don't have to do it, but the Slack channel will be like a chat window, basically that will, or it's available for you on your mobile device, iOS, Android, or whatever, and you can just type in this Slack channel and post, "Hey, I'm stuck on this. Anyone know how to fix this problem or that problem?" And that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is I've installed WebEx on this computer, and so we can do a WebEx conference, and we can do screen sharing and whatnot. And if you need specific times for your lab hours, let me know. Maybe we can schedule a time to video conference, and I can talk you through some problems. Again, maintaining that social distancing that's kind of important right now while you guys stay healthy and whatnot. So until next time, sayonara, Module 1. We're on our way, and let's get started here. Good job, I think.